Hey everyone, welcome to this video. In this lecture, I'm going to demonstrate how to install the latest version of Python, which is Python 3.13 on Ubuntu 24.04. And just as a side note, the instructions will also run effectively on Ubuntu 22.04 and 20.04. So let's get started. Now, Python 3.13 was released on October the 7th, 2024, which is just 10 days ago at the time of making this video. And for those who are curious, you can just open your browser and Google Python 3.13 and hit enter. So on the search results, go with the first link here. So this takes you to the release notes. So as you can see here, we have Python 3.13.0, and this was released on October the 7th, 2024. So this is the latest version. So as you can see here, this is the newest major release of Python programming languages and contains many features and optimizations compared to Python 3.12. So you can take some time to go over the new features which have been outlined here. All right. So here you can see these are the files that you can download when installing using the source or from source. All right. So let's go over back to our terminal. Now, there are two ways of installing Python. You can install it from the Deadsnakes PPA, which is the PPA that provides the latest versions of Python. And you can also install it from source. And we're going to go over each of these methods in a short while. So let's get started with installing Python from the Deadsnakes PPA. And before I proceed, I'm going to confirm that I'm running Ubuntu 24.04 by running the command cat etc os release and hit enter. So as you can see, I'm running Ubuntu 24.04, and here you can see I'm running 24.04.1. so this is the latest point release of Ubuntu. Also, I can run the hostnamectl command like that and hit enter. So as you can see from the output, I'm running Ubuntu 24.04.1. all right. Now, by default, Ubuntu 24.04 ships with Python 3.12. And to confirm this, I'm going to run the command python 3-v. And as you can see, this is the default Python version. All right. And if I run the which command, I can see the path of the executables. So I can run which python 3. And this is the path of which the Python version has been installed. Also, I can run the ls command just to confirm this. So ls user bin, then Python with a wildcard symbol or asterisk. And as you can see, we only have one version of Python installed, which is Python 3.12. So I'm going to clear the screen. So the first step is to update the local package index, and I'm going to do this by running the command sudo apt-update and hit enter. So here I'll provide my password to proceed. So the command updates the local package lists, and this takes just a few seconds. And there we go. Now, after updating the local package index, the next step is to add the Deadsnakes PPA. And this is a repository that provides the latest versions of Python. So I'm going to run the command sudo add-apt-repository, then space PPA :deadsnakes, and then /PPA. Okay, so I'm gonna hit enter. So on your screen, you're gonna see the following output. So here you can see this is the URL of the PPA, and here you can see a description. This PPA contains the more recent Python versions packaged for Ubuntu. And here you can see the supported Ubuntu and Python versions. So as you can see, you can install Python 3.13 on Ubuntu 20.04, 22.04, as well as Ubuntu 24.04. So you can skim through the other information here on the screen. So here I'm gonna press enter to continue. So this will add the repository in my system and update the local package index. All right, so we are done. So I'm gonna clear the screen. So now to install Python 3.13 with the repository installed, I'm simply going to run the command sudo apt-install Python 3.13 and hit enter. So to proceed, I'm going to type 1 on the keyboard and hit enter. So this will install Python 3.13 alongside additional packages and dependencies, and this will complete in just a few seconds. And there we go. So let me clear the screen. Now with Python 3.13 installed, you can check the version and you can run the command Python 3.13 then -v, v is uppercase, and hit enter. All right, so this confirms that we have Python 3.13 installed. All right, now so far we have two versions of Python. We have the default version that came with Ubuntu 24.04, which is Python 3.12 and Python 3.13. And just to confirm, I can simply run the ls command, user bin, then /python with an asterisk. So here we can see we have two versions of Python. We have Python 3.12 and Python 3.13. All right. So you might want to make Python 3.13 the default version. All right. And to do so, all you need to do is to create an alias for Python. Okay. So just to check the path of the executable, you can run which Python 3.13 just to check the path of the Python executable files, and this is what we have here, and which corresponds to this path over here. All right. Also, you can run the where is command, where is Python 3.13. So the where is command locates the location of the source binary and the man pages. So this gives you more details. All right. But what we are interested in the most is this path here. All right, which is also the same here. So at this point, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to create an alias. So I'm going to say alias, then Python is equals to, then I'm going to provide the full installation path, which is /user /bin /Python 3.13. All right, so I'm gonna save this to a file called bash_aliases. So here, what I'm gonna do is that I'm going to echo this line. So I'm going to have an opening single quote here, and I'm going to close this with a single quote like that. So I'm gonna save this to a hidden file called bash_aliases like that. So I'm gonna hit enter, and then I'm also going to create an alias for Python 3. So here I'm going to say Python 3, and here I'm going to have the double greater than sign for appending this to the bash aliases file, and I'm going to hit enter. All right, now to persist the changes, I'm going to source the file. So here I'm going to have bash_aliases and hit enter. All right, so I'm going to confirm the presence of that file using the ls-la. So the -a is for viewing all the files, including the hidden files. So this file here, bash aliases, is a hidden file, and this is what we have here. Okay, so let me use the cat command to verify the contents of the file. And here are our aliases that we've just created. Okay, so let me check let me confirm the default Python version. So I'm going to run the command Python with a -v option, and there we go. So you can see the default version has changed from Python 3.12 to Python 3.13. Also, you can run the command Python 3-v like that and hit enter, and you end up with the same output. So as you have seen, we have successfully managed to install the latest version of Python, which is Python 3.13 at the time of making this video, and we have also set it as the default Python version. And we have done this from the Deadsnakes PPA. So in our next step, I'm going to demonstrate how to install Python 3.13 from source. So see you shortly in the next step. In our last section, we looked at how to install the latest version of Python from the Deadsnakes PPA. And now let's have a look at how to do this by compiling from source. So here I have a fresh VPS, and just to confirm the version of Python, I can run Python 3 with the -v option. So as you can see, I'm running Python 3.12, and I can confirm the path of the executables using which Python 3. And also I can confirm that this is the only version of Python installed by running ls user bin Python 3 like that. And as you can see, this is the only version of Python on my system. Alright, so now let's get started with installing Python 3.13 from source. So the first step, I'm going to install a couple of dependencies that are going to be required for building Python from source. So I have saved this on my notepad here, and I'm going to include all the commands in the description section. So I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna paste this on my terminal like that, and I'm gonna hit enter. So this will install all the packages and dependencies required to install Python from source. So this might take a bit of time, so just give it a minute or two. And there we go, we have successfully installed all the packages and dependencies. Now the next step is to download the Python 3.13 turbo file, and to do this you'll need to head over to your browser. So here I'm gonna open a new tab and search for Python 3.13 download, and here I'm going to click the second link here. So I'm gonna open this on a different tab, so this takes me back to the release notes. So I'm gonna scroll all the way down. Okay, so here we have the download files, and here you can see there are files for various operating systems. We have macOS, Windows, and also we have here the compressed source turbo file, and this is the one we are going to download. So to do so, I'm gonna right click and select copy link address. So this will copy the link to the source turbo file. So I'm gonna head over back to my terminal here, and I'm gonna use the wget command to download the source turbo. So I'm gonna click and paste the link, as you can see, and hit enter. And there we go. So just to confirm that you have downloaded it, I'm going to run the ls command with the -l option. And here you can see we have the turbo file. So the next step is to uncompress it, and I'm going to use the tar command with the -xvf option, and then I'm going to provide the name of the Python turbo file and hit enter. And there we go. So here we have a file and a directory. So here we have the directory that you have just uncompressed. Okay, so I'm going to navigate into this directory using the cd command like that. Okay, and just to list the contents, I can use the ls command like that. All right, So now the next step is to configure the source. So to do this, I'm simply going to run the command sudo, then /configure, then --enable optimizations, like that. All right, so I'm gonna hit enter. All right, there seems to be an error. All right, so here I missed out a hyphen between enable and optimizations. And now let me hit enter. Okay, so this will check whether I have everything I need to start compiling Python. So this will take about a few seconds, so just wait a minute. And there we go. So this command checks whether we have everything that we need to compile Python, and also creates a makefile. All right. Okay, so now with that out of the way, the next step is to compile the code. And to do so, simply run the command sudo make, then -j, then 4. So here 4 stands for the number of CPU cores. So let me cancel this and verify this. So to verify the CPU cores on your system, run the command nproc, like that, and hit enter. So as you can see, I have the number 4, which corresponds to the CPU cores. And that explains why I have this command here, sudo make -j4. All right, now let me run the command sudo make -j4, and I'm gonna hit enter. All right, so the compilation of the code is underway, and this takes quite some time. So at this point, I'm going to pause the video, and I'll be back when the compilation is complete. And there we go. So this has taken around 7 minutes, and it might be different in your case. So we have successfully compiled the code. Now, the only step remaining to install Python 3.13 is to run the command sudo make install. So this will install Python 3.13. So I'm gonna hit enter, and on your screen, this is what you'll get as the installation proceeds. So as you can see, Python 3.13 is being installed on the system. And there we go. So we have successfully installed Python 3.13, and also this step also installs pip. And just to confirm this, so let me clear the screen. I'm gonna run the command Python 3.13, then Python 3.13 -v, and there you go. So here you can see Python 3.13. Also, I've mentioned that we have also installed pip3. So let me check the version. All right, so we have installed pip 24.2. All right, now at this moment we have 2 versions of Python, and let me confirm this using the ls command. So I'm going to check the user bin. I'm going to check the user. I'm going to run the command which Python 3.13. So I'm going to check the path of the executables, and this is slightly different from installing from Deadsnakes PPA. So as you can see, this is the path to Python 3.13. And for the default version, you can see it's located on a different path, which is Python 3.12. So what I'm going to do, in case you want to make this the default version, similarly, you can create an alias. All right. So here I'm going to say alias Python is equals to, so here I'm going to use this path here for Python 3.13, which is user local bin Python 3.13. So this is what I'm going to have. Okay, so as before, I'm going to use echo single quote, open single quote, and close it with a single quote. And I'm going to create this in the bash aliases. So here I'm going to redirect this to the bash underscore aliases file in the home directory, and I'm gonna hit enter. So similarly, I'm gonna say alias Python 3 here, and then here I'm going to use the double greater than sign for appending, and I'm gonna hit enter. Okay, so when I navigate to the home directory and use the ls-la command, you can see this is a bash aliases file. So the only thing remaining is to source it. So I'm gonna have source, then bash aliases. So this will save the changes. So let me clear the screen. So to confirm that Python 3.13 is the default version, I'm gonna run Python with the -v option, and there we go. So let me also run Python 3 with the -v option, and there we go. So we have successfully installed Python using, or rather from the Deadsnakes PPA, and also by compiling from source. So that's it guys for this video. I hope you found this insightful. So don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel, as this will go a long way to helping me create more Linux content. So that's it for today. See you in the next lecture.